Good morning, welcome to Studio 5. Really, I cannot believe we are attempting to answer this question today in a 1 hour. We're a 1 hour show.
It's never going to happen.
We're a 1 hour show. We are attempting to tackle this question. Are you ready, ladies? Why do men do what they do? Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. We're simple. We don't understand why you women can't figure us out. We're simple creatures. We have basic needs. That's all there is to know.
Simple creatures, basic needs. We're going to tackle that question today, and that's the question we want to throw out to you this morning, because sometimes we women, just simply put, we don't get it. We don't get it.
I feel like I'm going to get ganged up on here. I got to get some help. So just in time, our own relationship coach, Matt Townsend, is here to help bail me out just a tad.
I'm here.
Well, good.
I'll save you.
Good, in the nick of time. Do women find it hard to understand? Because, man, we're not that confusing, are we?
We're completely, predictably easy to understand.
You think?
Yes. Food, water, shelter, little lovin'. And
nice G rating that you threw on.
And a remote control.
That's it?
That's a great night. What else do you need?
All right, well, we're going to dive in.
We don't even have to talk about it.
You're in the hot seat, and you are going to talk about it. You ready? What did you think about when we threw you this topic? Why do men do what they do?
I was actually very excited, because this is a super fun topic. And it's very easy. Men do what we do because we are what we are. Period.
End of segment?
It's as simple right there. I think we wrapped it all. We didn't even need the whole hour for it right there.
Well, I'm not the only one with questions. So it's not just going to be me throwing them out today. We actually turned to some viewers to see what their questions were. So we're going to start with a biggie. Ready? Here's question number 1. Take a look.
Matt, I have a question for you. I love to talk. I talk a lot. I talk really fast to get everything in. How come men don't talk as much as women?
Yeah.
Simple. Well, if you're always talking, there's no time for us to talk. So we give it up.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't matter. We're different. Here's one of the reasons. We're wired differently. Our neurons in the male brain, we don't have the majority of our neurons centered around our communication centers. Women
where
do.
are most of our neurons centered around?
Don't ask, Darren.
Okay.
Private question. But it's actually around the amygdala, the lower part of our brain, the fight or flight part of our brain, and the hey, let's procreate part of our brain. That's where the men are centered. Part of that's what makes us, I believe deeply, we're wired to be providers and protectors. Our brains are wired to get us to go out, kill the animal, fight the world, and bring home some bacon. That doesn't necessarily mean we can't talk or we shouldn't learn to talk. I believe women are more wired to be nurturers, caregivers, and so because of that, we literally do. Women have many more neurons focused directly around their communication centers, their bonding centers. There's a million just biological reasons why we're different, but women want us to communicate like you do.
That was my question. So how do you get men to talk, since we'd like to talk so much?
Well, you just don't.
Or is that the secret? Just learning. Well, accept the fact that we're not going to talk, right?
One of the biggest differences is women actually bond talking. When women are talking like with their best friend and they're having a great conversation, they have chemicals that go off in their brain called oxytocin that creates this feel-good bonding chemistry.
Right.
And they actually, like, it's love. You feel connected. Men don't get that. Guess when men get that chemistry?
I don't even need to guess. I know.
It's that really crazy moment.
And let's procreate.
Back down to the low brain.
Okay,
so we get the chemistry in a different way. You get the chemistry in a different way. I guess we want to learn each other's desires. We want to learn to communicate. In a long-term healthy marriage, you got to talk. It's just manage your expectation. Know that it's not my primary way of dealing with everything is talking. Okay. Now, by the way, when we get into these generalities, not all men are like this and not all women are like this. But statistically, there are very real differences. And don't bemoan them. Don't be mad about them. I guess let's learn. And my wife sometimes just says, look, we need to talk, so we're going to talk. And she gets it started, and then she tries to get me going in it.
So got to give a little, take a little, and maybe just call it what it is, need to talk. Just say up front.
And try to find a way to blend both. See, men don't bond talking, but men bond in action. So some of the best talks I've had are when my wife and I are on a walk. So if you want more talk,
I thought you were going to say something else there. I was here.
So like if you want to get some more talking going, go do something together. Go garden. Go to the gym and work out. Go do a walk, and that might make it easier for him to talk, or at least he'll feel less pain while he's doing it.
Okay.
All right. There's question number 1. Here we go. Another viewer weighing in. Question number 2. Take a look.
Hi, Matt. I have a question for you, and I want to know what the deal is with men and remote controls. Why my husband always thinks he has to have the remote control no matter what we're watching or what we're doing.
We love that the husband's right over the shoulder there, like, guilty.
Look, did you notice? Didn't say a word. He just sat there like, what are you talking about? Okay, totally.
The remote control is one of your 5 basic needs, though, wasn't it?
It totally is. It's a pretty basic need. Or it doesn't have to be the remote control. Men are very tool-oriented because we're action-oriented, and we don't necessarily want to talk about it. We are very tool-oriented. The earliest adopters, the early adopters in all technology tend to be statistically more male. Men like iPods, Palm Pilots, cars, mechanics, computers. We like things versus beings. We tend to favor things even more than like a relationship.
Except for the phone.
Except for the phone. But see, the phone for us is more of a thing.
Talking. It's the talking thing again. It
Yeah.
goes back. We like the gadgets, not the talking.
But see, the gadgets are really, by the way, it's something, and it sounds like we're so shallow, but part of this, if you go back to just how we're wired wired to not get caught up in all the relational stuff, but instead to just provide and protect. So literally, we're kind of going against our wiring when we're trying to create these incredibly intense, wonderful relationships. Our wiring would rather that we go fight the war, sharpen the sword, and get out and battle,
So
and
women
then come
should
back.
say, hey, hubby, will you turn it to channel 5?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, leave the
Yeah,
control in his hands?
yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't even, I don't demand it, because we'll get into that. Men and ego, there's a whole other issue. Men have ego, and it impacts everything we do and we say. So part of it's just, it's a thing, it's something we like, it's something we can control, it's something that doesn't talk back and doesn't demand much.
Okay, you know, there are a lot of other questions. We've just scratched the surface here. This is the tip of the iceberg.
Are men great, though?
I love it.
I love
we're
them.
simple.
Hats off.
We're,
Where would we be without men?
yeah. Would be
Wouldn't be here.
Wouldn't be procreating, that's
No,
for
that's
sure,
for
right?
sure.
aimlessly
Boring.
surfing through channels. You wouldn't have the control. Anyway,
That's right.
if you have some questions, and likely you do, you're thinking, oh, I got questions about my husband or someone I knew once, send us what those questions are. We're going to keep Matt around for just a few more minutes. Send us your questions to studio5@ksl.com. We're going to ask him your questions to see what you've got for
I got a
him.
few of my own, too, so we're going to spit through some. Studio5@ksl.com. Email us if you have questions for Matt. He'll be back in about a half hour to tackle those. And, of course, if you have other questions for Matt, relationship questions, you can get in touch with him through his website, marriagemattersutah.com. Of course, he's a relationship coach who helps all sorts of people in all sorts of situations. You got seminars going on, workshops.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Every time. Every day.
All right, Matt, thanks. We'll be back with him in just a bit. First, though, coming up next. Okay, why do men do what they do? That's the question we asked Matt earlier in the show.
And we invited you to send in some of your questions. It turns out there are a lot of you out there scratching your head about men and what we do.
Yeah.
Go figure. We've got some of your questions ready to go in a second.
We're going to start with a viewer video question, though. First, Matt's back. We ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're diving right in. Take a look.
Hey Matt, I have a question for you. How come I can do the dishes, take care of my kids, chew gum, talk on the phone, make my lists, get things done, and my husband can't? I want to understand why he cannot multitask.
I feel like we need applause right now. Yes, I love that question.
You like that?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't get
I don't
that.
get it either.
Yeah.
You know why you can do that, ladies? Because you're freaks. You are not supposed to do that much.
Where's the tomatoes?
Okay, let's go back. Remember the belief. Men are supposed to be providers and protectors. Women are supposed to be nurturers, caregivers. Your nurturer or caregiver, you'd want to be a multitasker. You'd want them to be able to have a baby, go forage, go do whatever, go make dinner, go talk on the phone. That makes sense for nurturing. You do not want your provider and your protector multitasking. You want your protector protecting. You don't want him
Focused, just one
protecting.
thing,
You want him
right?
focused. Guard the cave. Focus. You don't want him in the middle of guarding the cave to go make brownies and then come back. Okay?
Your eyes just got really big.
See, that's because you're making me mad. You're disrespecting the man. It really is. So we're different again. And that multitasking is a big thing because, like, when my wife says, watch the kids. And then she comes home and says, you watch the kids, but the house is a mess. So I said, do you want me to watch the kids or do you want me to do the house?
Amen.
Make
I
up
want
your
applause
mind.
What do you
for
want
that
here?
one there.
Okay, all right, good.
Yeah.
Another question this is from viewer Cammie. She says, like all women, she likes shopping, but her husband hates shopping. Can she do anything to change that?
No.
No.
Next question.
Moving on. All right, here
That
we
is
go.
impossible.
We're moving on.
Okay.
Shirley has another question. I know it's a
But shopping is so like anticlimactic. I mean, you're just shopping. If you're going with a purpose, it comes back to
Purpose,
the
task.
focus. You're
Get the
doing
task,
something.
give me the list,
See,
let me
women,
check it off.
You just like go meander and
Process
wander.
and relate. They talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine doing all the shopping, so I have no complaints
that's good
there.
with me.
Okay, this is from Shirley. I know it's a stereotype, but it's still true. I love this. Why won't my husband ask for directions when it is obvious he is lost?
Okay, brilliant. Now check it out. Notice the question is, why won't he go ask for directions when he knows that he's lost? Men, when we communicate, our egos are attached. Remember, you want your protector and your provider fighter to have ego, because you want them to believe, even if they can't, that they could actually kill the lion. So you don't want them doubting, like, I don't know if I can kill this lion. So we automatically are invested with ego, right? Now the ego comes out every time we talk. When women talk, their ego's not engaged. Women have learned to turn their ego off and just talk so they can bond. Men do not turn our egos off when we talk. So it's a problem, because this is why women can go like to the gynecologist in the morning, and then at night can go to a party and tell everyone about it. Okay? If a man goes and gets a prostate exam in the morning, no one on earth is ever going to know about it. Because our egos will not tolerate that. That is death.
Well, let me get to the next one, because my wife made me promise I would ask you this question. Why don't men go to the doctors?
Yeah.
Same reason. Because all the doctors is going to tell us is what? That we're not the man we thought we were. That we're getting a little pudgy, that something's not working, that we're going to need shots or something.
They're thinking that far in advance. They don't want to hear what they are going to hear.
Think about it. The #1 killer of men is like prostate cancer, and it's the most curable cancer there is. That's an easy one, but we don't want to go there. We don't want that to happen, and we don't want to talk about it, so we just rather... Have you ever noticed like the Super Bowl commercials when they try to do prostate awareness health? I mean, they have to make them so funny that we don't even know what they're talking about.
You're laughing so hard you don't even know what the message is.
I want that. What is that? I don't know. I think it's at 7-Eleven.
Okay. All right. Can we get to one more? One more. Kay wrote in, I like this one too. What's the deal with men and bathrooms? Women view a bathroom as a potential spa retreat, but for men it's more like a pit stop where they trash things and move on.
That's easy. Because we have to stand. We're not going to sit around and veg all day if you're standing. We got to stand. You get in and out, you're done. No, that's one reason. No, another reason. There's another reason. Have you ever gone out with your friends like to dinner and like one woman needs to go to the restroom, so like they all go together?
Yeah, like in a herd.
It's a social retreat. You will never say a bunch of guys. You'll never see like a bunch of guys at getting ribs somewhere saying, "Hey, Darren, I gotta go to the bathroom. You want to go?"
With me? Yeah, exactly.
We'll be like, "You're on your own on that one, big guy."
It's social hours.
It's not. Men don't want to socialize that way. Okay, we're messed up. But you know what? Big key. We're different, but it's the differences that make the difference. You married us because we're different. All right? We married you because you're different. In the end, you may have got the short end of the stick, but that doesn't matter.
I didn't mean to leave you hanging.
Yeah, that's right.
Really, yes, that's why.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
It's too late. Whatever. I'm out of here.
It's what makes the world go round. It's everybody's differences. They all blend together. That's all part of it.
Find a way to make it work. Try to value the differences. Let them be monotaskers while you're multitasking, but get them a really big, gnarly task to do.
All right. Embrace the differences.
And we appreciate the fact that women can multitask. They can clean the house. They can take care of everything. Just we want you to appreciate that we can watch TV and surf through.
I get it. I'm in the middle here. I'm here out of both ears. I get it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.